Hi, Brave Moms. I'm Priscilla from Kindred Bravely, and I'm here today with Kristen.
Hi, I'm a registered nurse at Door County Medical Center. I've worked in the birthing center, taking care of moms and babies for the past 20 years. We have a really important topic today, something that is personal to us both.
Yes. So today we'll be talking about postpartum depression, which is, I would say, a very sensitive topic, but
Yes.
very important to touch on.
I will openly admit, and I tell my patients frequently, that I did suffer from some postpartum depression.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think that postpartum depression, for me, in my experience, is a tough topic because there's so much stigma behind
Absolutely.
it, right? So we need to open up the conversation, right? Which is
Absolutely.
what we're doing today.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a taboo to talk about it. It's a common thing to suffer from, and I mean, you know more, Kristen.
Yes.
And this is why we're here today, to show you moms that we both suffer from postpartum depression, and
We're still great moms.
Yeah, we're still great moms. We're still getting done.
Yep.
And you shouldn't feel hindered by it at all.
No, we need to get the awareness out there. I really am. I'm excited how mental health is getting more of the attention that it needs. It's not a personality flaw or a weakness. It's a disease like anything else.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a lot of things you can be proactive about it. And a lot of people compare like diabetes to depression or mental health, and so I think if you're aware, you can treat it. So just as a diabetic shouldn't go eat a whole gallon of ice cream, there are things that people that suffer from depression or anxiety, there's lifestyle changes they can make. At least in my personal journey, that's what I've learned.
I'm very interested to know if you have tips for us today, and I believe you have 3.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Like 3 warning signs that I
Sure.
would say you need to watch out for. And unfortunately, a lot of this doesn't really surface for a few weeks. A warning sign would be a lack of interest or pleasure in anything. Of course, you're tired, you have a lot of changes, but if you cannot find joy in any part of your life or your new baby, that could be a red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It took me so long to realize that I was suffering from postpartum depression after I had my daughter, my first child. And I think that what made me realize is that I had this constant feeling of hopelessness, you know, like
emptiness.
I couldn't see the point of anything, even though I had a wonderful new baby and I loved my baby, and I was so anxious that I had to take care of her, that I had to keep her safe.
Yes.
That was my
so much
feeling.
responsibility.
So much responsibility.
Yeah.
I needed to keep her safe. That was my number one thing,
Yeah.
you know, cause of anxiety. And I had this feeling of like, what is the point?
Right.
What is in the
it's
future?
tragic.
It is.
Yeah.
And I didn't make the connection that I was suffering from postpartum depression.
It happens to a lot of moms actually, and far too many moms wait way too long to address it because they don't realize. But yeah, a part of that then too is why, you know, like, what is wrong with me that I'm not seeing the joy, and like, am I a terrible mom?
Yeah.
The second thing would be your inability to care for yourself. So we all know that new moms don't always get time to do a full makeup routine or even shower every day, let's be honest. But if you're not even making the efforts to brush your teeth or do normal hygiene, that's a really big red flag.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good
that
point.
I would definitely count that up. It may be someone around you, you know, your spouse or, you know, a family member that may point out, you know, they may notice the signs before you do. You know, are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
And it's a really touchy topic for a lot of husbands and dads because they don't want to offend you or hurt you, but they need to step in.
Yeah.
So message out there, any supportive partners.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it is a touchy subject for the partner.
Yes.
But sometimes us as moms, we're just feeling so overwhelmed, and
Yes.
if we're not realizing that we're lacking the basic, you know, human routines, I guess,
Yes.
you know, that we had once upon a time. And you're
Yes.
right. Maybe, you know, dry shampoo is your lifesaver
Yeah.
at that point,
Good
which
point.
is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, maybe, you know, even if you're not able to shower take a long shower like you
Right.
were once upon a time, but
Getting in and rinsing off or something.
it is important.
Yeah.
And dads out there, just be on the lookout, because even if you're not being asked for help, jump in and help.
Absolutely. And then the third warning sign was pretty drastic, and obviously this should be a no-brainer, but any thoughts of hurting yourself or your baby.
Right. Yeah.
And even if it's just a fleeting thought, you know, but like how you describe, like, what's the point of all this? How devastating, you know? Your dreams have come true, you have
Absolutely.
a baby, and now what, you know?
Yeah.
So certainly that needs to be addressed. And sometimes it's not just the weeping and the, you know, crying at all the Hallmark commercials or something like that. It can be more just the indifference or the detachment.
Yeah.
So some of these cues are very subtle. I feel like the American College of Gynecologists has gone a long way of screening moms before delivery, after delivery. A lot of the pediatrician's office will screen moms because you're taking your baby to be seen more frequently than you're getting seen yourself. And there's definitely a scale and a test that you could do to test your mood. We actually send all moms home from the hospital with one of these things where it would just be kind of a good gauge.
Yeah.
There is going to be some normal sadness and, you know, anxiety and doubt.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be human, but when it goes to the next level, and then when it gets to that level, you really have to think about treatment options. I said in the beginning that it's lifestyle, but a lot of times there's a medical component, and medication is necessary.
Yeah.
Many times to just even to compensate for the change in hormones and sleep.
Absolutely. Nothing to be embarrassed about. And
No.
just the stigma needs to
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I agree. I remember that in my 6-week postpartum check,
Yes.
I did take a little test with my
Yes.
son, my second child.
Yeah.
And at that point, because I had gone through postpartum depression with my first,
Sure.
I was more aware.
Definitely.
I think that a lot of postpartum depression feelings for moms, speaking from experience, come from this initial feeling of failure.
Yes.
Of like this huge fear of failing.
Yeah.
And or you know,
missing
or
something.
feeling like you are failing your baby. And I think that proved true to me because I had such a difficult breastfeeding journey with my first. That really triggered, and coming from a background of infertility,
Yes.
already feeling like, do I deserve this? If my body's not working right. Am I deserving of being a mother?
Gives me goosebumps.
I know.
It's hard though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but I think talking about it is so very, very important.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think the stigma of also being embarrassed of how you're feeling because you're having all this self-doubts. It's what we're saying, needs to stop, because yes, you are a valued mom. You are a wonderful mom, and
you're a brave mom.
You're a brave mom. We all go through it,
We
and
do.
you are not alone in your journey. And talking to people who will understand you is the very first step, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get a support group, even if it's a mommy group on Facebook or what other social media. Talk to your provider. There's a lot of support groups, and even if they're your own unofficial support group, get a cheerleader. Get someone that you can talk with, walk with. Call at 2 a.m. I mean, there's so many resources now compared to years ago. It's definitely out there, and do not be ashamed.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a few links below in the description box. So you guys, if you're feeling any sort of postpartum depression signs, click on the links below.
Yeah.
We also have a wonderful support group at Kindred Bravely called Kindred Mamas. So feel free to join that Facebook group as well. And do not feel like you're a failure. If you are feeling any signs of postpartum depression, do seek help. Thank you so much for watching this one, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.